All right, we'll be getting started soon. About a minute. Oops. All right, there we go. Technical difficulties already. Love computer stuff. Love it. And come on. There we go. All right, guys. Hey, Baronator. Hey, Javier. What's up, guys? How you feeling? I'm feeling almost 100%. Almost 100%. I've still got the smallest bit of a headache for some reason. I don't understand why. Yeah, I definitely feel a lot better. I feel like I'll be 100% tomorrow. Smallest bit of a headache, but it shouldn't be a problem today. I've been, where'd it go? I don't know, man. I got some raspberries today and some raspberry chocolate. You gotta get that fruit in, you know. Not gonna lie, chocolate tastes a lot better. Love chocolate. I realized today I think at least 10% of my diet's chocolate, and that's probably not helping. You slept on the couch last night? Sorry, Baronator. I feel like I'm not good for your relationship. I'm so sorry that the game is too fun. I'm so sorry. I hope you and your girlfriend can make amends. Why doesn't she hop on and play too, you know? And it's okay. Never mind. Welcome, guys. Jeez. Oh my god. All right, here we're 2 minutes in. Let's go ahead and get started. First one to say a game, we'll play it. You're convincing her to play. Uh-oh. Good. Oh my god. That is funny. Alright, nobody said a game. We're just going to move on to Tribon then. Alright, Tribon is where I give you guys 3 things. So as an introduction, of course, welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. One person will enter the Hall of Champions every single stream. Whoever has the most points will enter the Hall of Champions. We currently have 50 people in the Hall of Champions and 169 people in the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is anybody who's ever earned 1 point on this live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. We're going to go ahead and start it off with Tribond. Tribond is where I give you guys 3 things in the first person. To tell me what these 3 things have in common, we'll get a point on the scoreboard. What's up, Quasi? We've got screen, front, and sliding glass. The first person to tell me what screen, front, and sliding glass have in common, we'll get a point on the scoreboard. Doors is correct. That is a point for Baronator. Robert, welcome back. Baronator is a former champion. Welcome to the scoreboard. You're entered in as red. All former champions are entered in the scoreboard as red. Competing Hall of Famers, competing contestants entered the Hall of Champion are entered in as black. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these 3 things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have Taffy, Toffee, Kiss. First person to tell me what Taffy, Toffee, and Kiss have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Yeah, Baronator, congratulations for being the first person on the board today. Robert Hunley, it's good to have you back. Candy is correct. That is a point for Javier. Welcome to the scoreboard, Javier. Javier is a former champion. You are entered in as red. All right, moving on to another round. Yeah, I'm so close to feeling back to 100%. Moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these 3 things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have dill, mint, and nutmeg. First person to tell me what dill, mint, and nutmeg have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Spices is correct. That is a point for the Game Master. The Game Master, welcome to the scoreboard. I do have to make sure I spell your name right. The Game Master, it looks like this is the first time you've ever earned a point on this game show, which means congratulations. I'll be adding your name to the Hall of Fame, where once you enter, you never leave. You are the 170th person to enter the Hall of Fame. You are the 170th person to earn a point on this game show. Whoever subscribed, this firework is for you. Continuing on to another round of Tribon, the first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Welcome to the live game show, The Game Master. Ooh, this is a tricky one. We have Candle Bomb, Skyrocket, Cannon Cracker. First person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Welcome, Beetlejuice. Can anybody get it? This is Tribon. Whoever subscribed, this firework is for you. First person to tell me fireworks is correct. This is a point for Robert Hunley. Robert Hunley, welcome back and welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you are entered in as red. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, the Game Master, you're also currently in the lead for entering the Hall of Champions. Since you have 1 point, you're the only one competing so far. These are 2-hour-long streams. One person enters the Hall of Champion every single stream. Every single stream. Whoever has the most points with the black name will enter the Hall of Champions at the end. Moving on to another round of Tribon. We play multiple different card games on this stream. First person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have suction, tea, measuring. First person to tell me what suction, tea, and measuring have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Cup is correct. That is a point for Javier. Robert, you're a close second on my screen. Javier, you're at 2 points. Second guessing can be hard in this one. This show goes fast. These answers come fast. What is this? All right, moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. We have a permed head of hair, an ocean, a brain. First person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. A permed head of hair, an ocean, a brain. Wave is correct. Wave is correct. First person on my screen. Hey, Rhino, welcome back. Hey, Annie, welcome. First person on my screen who said wave was Robert Hunley. I can always pull up my screen to show you guys. We use my screen as a tiebreaker. Moving on to another round of Tribon. Welcome, Cheap Thrills. Welcome to Game Master. You were close. Well, moving on to another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common, I'll get a point on the scoreboard. We have AM/FM, CB, shortwave. You were first in chat. I will pull up my screen. Radio is correct. There's a point for Robert. I will pull it up real quick. The Game Master, you, Cheap Thrills, and Robert had sent a message so close that I'm sure on all three of your screens it showed you guys you had it first. However, where you go off of my screen to break ties, let me make sure that's showing. It is. So, when on the internet, when many people send something near the same time, it'll show you on your screen that you sent it first, but I'm hosting, so I'm getting the messages in live on real time. So we have to have some way to break ties. So to keep it fair, we just go off of my screen. On my screen, Robert said wave, then Cheap Thrill said head, then the Game Master said waves. I know it might not seem the most fair, but we try to make it as fair as we can on this screen. And just while we're here, I'm going to show you who was the first person to say radio. Robert. Annie, you were a close second, but on my screen, Robert said radio first. So we're going to get back to it. I do like to keep it as fair as possible. We like to keep it fair, fun, and friendly. Robert, you're at 3 points. All right, guys, we're going to play another round of Tribon. The first person to tell me what these three things have in common will get a point on the scoreboard. Hey, Patrick Stevens, welcome back. We have grape, violet, and lavender. I agree, Baronator, more today than yesterday. It's nice to see. We have grape, violet, and lavender. We play multiple different types of card games and some board games. Color is too specific. Purple is correct. Actually, well, Javier said purple right before you said color. Javier, you're going to get that point. Purple is the answer. Every game has different levels of leniencies. All right, we're going to go ahead and, we finished this card. We're going to go ahead and move on to Family Feud. Multiple points can be handed out to the players. Multiple points. All right, guys. This is Family Feud's fun. Different amount of points can be handed out every round as long as you were the first person to say an answer that is on this card, the first person, then you will get a point on the scoreboard. Each Family Feud card can offer anywhere between 3 and 7 points. This one offers 4. Are you ready? You're allowed as many guesses as you would want, but only one guess per comment. Yes, thank you, Baronator. Rhino, a former champion as well. Welcome back. You almost snuck in. Before a couple gets married, name something they should agree about. Go ahead and begin. As many guesses as you would like. One guess per comment. Makes it easier for me. I don't accept the first guess per comment, but as many comments as you would like. Before a couple gets married, name something they should agree about. And as long as you have a close, as long as yours is justifiably close to one of the answers here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. I'm only accepting the answers above when I said done. Only accepting the answers above when I said done, and this is a lot easier for me when I have a pencil. Starting at the top, we have Javier, you said kids. Have/raise kids is on here. I'm going to give that to you. And I do read the answers on my screen from top to bottom. As long as you're the first person to say an answer close enough to on here, you'll get it. Let's see, Patrick, you said date. Is date on here? It is not. House. Where to live is on here. So I'll give that to you, Javier. You're at 5. Marriage. Trust/faithfulness is on here, and this faithfulness would definitely apply to marriage. So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, that was Cheap Thrills YT. Cheap Thrills YT, you're going to get the point there. Welcome to the scoreboard. I do have to make sure I spell your name right. So give me 1 second. I do have to add you to the scoreboard. And Cheap Thrills, it looks like this is the first time you've earned a point on this game show. Congratulations. I'll be adding your name to the Hall of Fame, where once you enter, you never leave. All right, guys, we have up to 1 more point that can be handed out. Let's see if anybody said it. Yes, it is money, and it looks like Annie N. You were the one to say it. So I'm going to give the point to Annie N. That was the last point. I do have to add you to the scoreboard. Welcome to the scoreboard, Annie N. I do have to make sure I spell your name right. Annie N as well. It looks like this is the first time you've earned a point on this game show, which means congratulations. I'll be adding your name to the Hall of Fame. Once you enter, you never leave. The Cheap Thrills, you were number 171 on the Hall of Fame. Annie N, you were 172 on the Hall of Fame, meaning you were the 172nd person to earn a point on this game show. Whoever earns the most points by the end of the stream will enter the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Champions. Hall of Champions are everybody with red names. The people with black names are the people in the Hall of Fame competing to get the most points by the end of the stream and enter the Hall of Champions, where their name will be put on the board as red. There's 50 people in the Hall of Champions, 172 people in the Hall of Fame. We're going to continue on. Those are great answers. They were great answers. We have many different card games and some board games and some even fun ones. Other fun games that we play on this stream. I try to add new ones every single week. Welcome to a live game show. All right, we're going to play another... Ooh, this one might be a tricky one. We're going to play another round of Family Feud. Up to 5 points can be handed out to the players. Are you ready? As many guesses as you would like. 1 guess per comment until I put done in the chat. Name something people get on and off of. Go ahead and begin. Name something people get on and off of. These are good answers. These are good answers. And then we're going to move on to a fan favorite after this one. These are really good answers. I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there. All right, only accept the answers above when I said done. Keep it kind of fast. We've got Bus. Point for Javier. Bus is on here. Uh-oh. There we go. All right, we have Bike is on here. There's a point for Annie N. All right, Annie, you are now at 2 points. You're now in the lead for entering the Hall of Champions. Congratulations. We have Plain is a good answer, but it is not on here. Guys, and I do want to let you guys know that this environment with the 3 key things of this environment are the 3 Fs. We want to have fun, we want to keep it fair, and we want to keep it friendly. We have a lot of kids that play here, so please be appropriate. We have kids, we have adults, we have partners come in, families come in and play, so we just want to keep it appropriate for all ages to be able to have fun. Guys, I'm not seeing any more of the answers. I will go ahead and read them. A couple of the other answers were feet, train, and horse. What a weird answer the horse was. What a weird answer. Nobody said them above when I said done. Hey, Maddie Garcia, welcome back. I am almost at 100%. I am almost at 100%. I'm assuming I'll be at 100% tomorrow. I've been sick for a while, but I'm feeling much better. Thank you. Welcome back, Maddie Garcia. All right, guys, we're going to move on to a fan favorite. We'll play a few rounds of this and move on to another fan favorite. This is called blurt. Blurt is where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. You're allowed as many guesses as you would like. 1 guess per comment. If you don't know the answer for the first, you can answer the second, vice versa. All right, the first definition, a game in which 2 teams of 11 players each try to carry or kick a ball over the other team's goal. The second definition, a current of water that moves rapidly round and round. Football. I realize half of my audience is not in the U.S., and so no, and it is football. That's not soccer. Okay, cool. That's a point for Javier. All right, because you can't carry a ball in. Javier, you're going to get that point. All right, this second one was Whirlpool. First person to say Whirlpool was the Game Master. The Game Master, you got it. Now, the Game Master, you're tied in first place now with Annie N for the Hall of Champions. Moving on to another one. We're going to move on to another round of blurt where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition, a large reptile with sharp teeth and strong jaws. The second definition, to make slight, sharp, snapping sounds. Alligator is correct. That is a point for the Game Master. The Game Master, you're at 3 points, currently in the lead now for entering the Hall of Champions. Crack is close enough. It's crackle. However, that I'm going to give it to you, the Game Master, for crack, because hey, Frankie DePogie, I'm going to give it to you there, the Game Master. Every game we have has different levels of leniencies, and I've said the one leniency with blurt is if your word is in this word, crack is in crackle, then it'll count. But there's different level of leniencies. If the word's father, but you say dad, that's not close enough. But crack is in crackle, so that is close enough. Hey, the Dope Boys, welcome. All right, Rhino, we'll be back. Let me eat this planet. Moving on to another round of Blurt. Blurt is where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition, a covering for a wheel, usually made of rubber and filled with air. The second definition, a nasty or spoiled child. We have tire is correct. Mandy Garcia, you're a close second, even though you had a typo. But typos are fine with every game except for password. Javier, you got that one. Welcome back, Barinator, and Brad is correct. On my screen, Javier got it. Ryan, you were a close second, Annie a close third. Remember, I can always pull up my screen to verify. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition, a small hollow in the flesh of the body, as in the cheek or chin. The second definition, a public sale of goods or property to the person who bids the largest amount of money. Hey, M&H, welcome back. I see you said simple. I'm assuming that's a typo for dimple. M&H, welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, auction is correct for the second one. As a former champion, you do enter in as red. Welcome back, M&H. All right, first person on my screen who said auction. Let me go back up a little bit and make sure I give it to the first person. That would be Javier. Javier, you're at 10 points. Moving on. Autocorrect, fine. As long as your guys' typo or word is close enough. I can usually tell, too. Usually, but I still make mistakes, and it's always good to call out mistakes because I still make them, still human. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition, the rumbling or crashing noise that comes with lightning. The second definition, a device having teeth made of metal, plastic, or other hard material and used to arrange or fasten the hair. Thunder is correct. That is a point for the Game Master. The Game Master, you're at 5 points. And I will repeat the second. It is Comb. Comb was correct. That is a point for Javier. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition, an area of soft and wet land, often covered with water. The second definition, a strip of level ground on which aircraft take off and land. What is this game? This is called Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. It's a variation of an actual game. The actual game's a board game boat. Swamp is correct. First person to say swamp was the Game Master. You're at 6 points. Runway is correct. First person to say runway on my screen was Robert Hunley. Rhino, you were a close second. Hey Annie, yeah, sometimes people have a slower internet connection than other times. I would recommend refreshing your stream. Also, some people say they have better luck on a laptop. I always recommend that if you're at home, make sure you're on your Wi-Fi and not your mobile data. Sometimes that can also help as well, or sometimes vice versa. Also, I do try to stream 6 days a week. This has been a rough week for me because I'm coming off of an illness. I usually stream multiple times a day. You'll be back again? Oh, yeah, you're at a hotel. That's probably going to be a really rough connection. Annie, I hope to see you back again. I'll remember you. Your name will be added onto the Hall of Fame. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition We'll have a point. We'll get a point on the scoreboard. Your laptop is slower than your phone. Yeah, it might depend on newer devices. I've got some phones that, or I've had a phone before it was brand new and it was horrible quality and stuff. So thankfully I don't have that one anymore. Yo, Simon D, welcome back. Another former champion. Moving back on to Blurt. The first definition. To hit with the fist, the second definition. A toy that is made to look like a human being. The Doughboys. Luchin de Klerk. Oh, did you change your name? The Doughboys. You changed it from Luchin de Klerk. I can update you. Welcome back. It's all auto-corrected to Phil. All right, we have Punch. Point for the Game Master. The Game Master, I'll give it to you for Phil. Because if you would have accidentally typed in D-I-L-L instead of D-O-L-L, I could see it correcting. So I'll give it to you for that one. The Game Master. Okay. The Doughboys. You say you're Luchin de Klerk. Would you like your name updated? Please let me know. You're number 52 in the Hall of Fame, and I will gladly update your name to the new name you're using. Welcome back, though. Welcome back. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I read the dictionary definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. Hey, Trinity, welcome back. The first definition, a geometric figure that has 5 sides and 5 angles. The second definition, a worm that lives in water and sucks blood from other animals. Pentagon is correct as a point for the Game Master. Leech is correct as another point for the Game Master. The Game Master, you're at 10 points. Trinity, welcome back. The Doughboys, or I'm going to actually put that in right now. Give me 1 second, guys. The Doughboys, I'm changing your name in the Hall of Fame from Luchin de Klerk to the Doughboys just so it's easier for my records and I don't accidentally double add people in. Sorry, I was confused at what you were saying for a second, but then I had realized. So it took me a second to respond to you. Moving on to another game. Actually, we're going to switch up the game a little bit. All right, guys, this is going to be a fun one. This is called Justifiable Thoughts. This is a fan favorite. Justifiable Thoughts is where I have you guys name something starting with a random letter. And the first person to have a justifiable answer starting with that random letter will get a point on the scoreboard. The letter does change every single round. For example, name something you can put paint on starting with the letter C. It can be a sentence or it can be a word. It just must start with the random letter. The letter is C this time. Chair, Javier. First person to have a good C. You could put paint on a can. M&H, I feel like that was a typo, but you could put paint on a can. You could put paint on pretty much anything. We're moving. Name somewhere you would find a fish starting with the letter B. Starting with the letter B. A body of water. All right, the Game Master. You would find a fish in a body of water. A boat. Ooh, a boat's a good answer. A barn pond. That was an interesting, a beach, you would find it at a beach. A barn pond was an interesting combo of words. I would have given it to you, though. You put beach way before. Simon, let me see. Stretching it. I can see that you're stretching it. It's justifiable, though. Simon, you've been coming here for weeks. Simon, you've been coming here for weeks, and you have the least trust in me out of every single regular. But I will pull it up as every single time. Every single time I will pull it up. The Game Master said body of water, and then Simon, you said beach on my screen. But I will gladly pull it up every single time. Because there will be many rounds where it'll say you guys might have said something first on your screen, and it'll say different on my screen. A buffet is a good one. Yep, it's okay, Simon. It's okay. I know it can be frustrating on your guys' end, and I do apologize for that, but we do try to make it as fair as we possibly can. But that's why I'll be able to pull that up. I'll pull that up for you guys any and every time. Name something that does not have bones, starting with the letter M. Ooh, Simon, you wrote mum, as in mom, but your mom does have bones. The Game Master, you said mountain. A mountain itself does not have bones. I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. Mud does not have bones. Moths, I would also assume moths don't have bones. I think they have something slightly different. It's not quite bones. It's like an exoskeleton or something like that. I don't know. It's something weird with insects where it's not bones, but it's similar. Guess a country I'm going to tomorrow. Oh, that sounds fun. The Game Master, I'm getting in this Hall of Champions. Good luck. It's not over till it's over. We have about an hour and 24 minutes until it's announced. Marbles don't have bones. These are good answers. These are good answers. All right, guys, we're going to continue on to another round of justifiable thoughts. I would have still given you the point, M&H from Moth. If you were the first one, I would have still given you that point because it's not quite bones what they have. It's something weird. Name something a car could not fit into, starting with the letter P. Hey, the Game Master, lucky for you, I do not delete people's points or erase. So you will have these points for the whole entire stream. And if you have the most points at the end of the stream, you're still entered. I don't erase. The only time I ever erase points off of a board is if somebody gets banned. That's it. That's the only time. I do reset the board between streams. But yeah, so if you still have the most points, and we've had that happen before where somebody gets a lot of points, they leave, and they're still entered in the Hall of Champions. So it's still possible, and you do have a good amount of points. So, all right, what did I say? Name something a car could not fit into, starting with the letter P. A peacock. All right, Simon, I agree. A car could not fit into a peacock. Welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you are entered in as red. Also, if you don't make it into Game Master, do try to stream multiple times a day. Chicken Lover, this is a family-friendly environment. We like to keep it fun, fair, and family-friendly. So please be appropriate with your comments. You're still allowed to be here and play. No, that's okay. I'm not, but... All right. What were some of the other answers? A P, you could not fit a car into a P. A pencil, no. A pie, a pickle jar, a pocket. You know, it's a good thing I didn't say like a toy car because it could fit in some of these. A piñata. God, that would have to be a huge piñata. Oh, my God. All right, guys. These are great answers. It's okay, Chicken Lover. A weird question to randomly ask somebody. I'm not, but welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. We play a variety of different card games and stuff on here. We all make mistakes though. As long as you're here and you're willing to have fun and a good time and not make anybody else uncomfortable, then you're allowed to stay for as long as you like. So we're going to move on to another round of justifiable thoughts. This is where I have you guys name something starting with a certain letter. The first person to tell me, or I'm sorry, the first person to name a justifiable answer to either your sentence or your word starting with this letter will get a point on the scoreboard. Name something that would be impossible to carry up a mountain starting with the letter S. All right, Simon, you said the sun. I'll give it to you. The sun would be impossible to carry up a mountain. We have a star. That was a close second. A sumo wrestler. Oh, yeah. I don't think so. Spain. Yeah. No, definitely can't carry Spain up a mountain. All right, these are good answers. They were all justifiable. Name somewhere you don't want to... Oh, we're playing another round of justifiable. Bling, welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. The entire galaxy would have been a justifiable answer if it started with the letter S. We're going to move on to another round of justifiable thoughts. The letter changes every single round. Your answer must be justifiable and start with the random letter that I give you. So we're going to play another round right now. Name somewhere you don't want to find teeth starting with the letter A. It can be a word or it can be a sentence, but it must start with the letter A. You must be the first one on my screen. It must be justifiable. Name somewhere you don't want to find teeth. Whoever just subscribed, this firework is for you. All right, Baronator. We'll be here for a little bit more. An apple. You don't want to find some teeth in your apple. The game. I'd agree with that. I would hate to find some teeth in my apples as well. Simon, keep it appropriate. Arm. I would not want to find some teeth in my arm. These are good answers. These are good answers. These are good answers. We're going to move on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Remember, the letter changes as long as your sentence or your word starts with, it could be a one-word answer or a sentence, and you have to be the first one to say it. We'll do a couple more rounds, and then we're going to move on to another game. Tell me somewhere it's inappropriate to dribble a basketball, starting with the letter C. We have church, Javier. You said church, M&H. That was a close second for church. Javier, I'm going to give it to you. I would agree. It is probably inappropriate to dribble a basketball in a church. A courtyard would probably be the best. And a choir. Oh my God, that would be a funny. That'd be a funny place. In a car, that would be so hard. In a Chicago courthouse, a courthouse would be super inappropriate. Courthouse would be super inappropriate place to dribble a basketball. Extra true. Name a liquid you should not do your sorry guys, I make up the questions on the spot, so sometimes I just have to think about how to word it. Name a liquid you should not wash your clothes in, starting with the letter N. Hey, Alexander, welcome back. Noodle water. Oh. Alexander, welcome back. Noodle water. I'm going to give it to you. We're going to go switch it up a little bit after here. Nose mucus. Oh my god. Nasty water. What do you guys all hit? Nair. Oof. Guys, these are good answers. Good answers. All right, guys, we're going to move on to Family Feud. Huh. All right, guys, there's 5 points. There is 5 points. Noodle water is probably the safest. Ugh. Still wouldn't want to wash your cars in there. Definitely, or I mean your clothes in there. Definitely justifiable. Definitely. Guys, we're gonna move on to Family Feud. Up to 5 points can be handed out to the players. Up to 5 points. You're allowed as many guesses as you would like until I say done. 1 guess per comment, as many comments as you would like. Name something you buy that you hope you never have to use. Name something you buy that you hope you never have to use. Hey, Josh the Great, welcome back. Just for Fun Fishing, welcome back. Guys, we have so many former champions in here. Good answers. You guys have some good answers and some funny answers. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there. Only accepting the answers above when I said done on my screen. Starting back at the top, do I have a pencil right here? It's all right. Starting back at the top, we have Josh the Great. You said gun. Gun is on here. You're going to get that point. Josh the Great, good to see you back. Welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you are entered in as red. We'll continue on in 1 second, guys. All right. First aid kit is a good answer. I'm surprised it's not on here. Life insurance. Life insurance and auto insurance are both on one line, and I'm only giving the point out once. I know some other people said car insurance, but I only give the point out once. And the Game Master, you said it first. An EpiPen. Ooh, what a great answer. And those are expensive, too, I hear. I hear they're pretty expensive, and don't they expire every, year or two as well? At least by me. I think they were, a couple $100s. I mean, which is very little if you think about it being your actual life on the line, now that I think about it. Yeah, they're expensive, but can you really put a price on your life? Well, some people decide to. Anyway, moving on, unfortunately. Moving on. Casket is on here. Coffin/plot. It's a point for Robert. 5 points. All right, guys, that was a good one. That was a good one. Yeah, it's just for fun fishing. I'm almost feeling 100%. I bet I'll be 100% by tomorrow. I'm so much better. Thank you, though. Bling, I agree. I agree that they're super. I thought they expired every year or two. I agree that they're super expensive, and I think the only real reason that they're expensive is probably just greed, to be honest. Because they know people have to have them. They know it's life-saving, so they know they could get away with an expensive price, and it's really unfortunate. I feel like this world would be a lot further if we actually cared about the wellness of our neighbors instead of the money in their pocket. But, and a lot of people would agree with that. However, not the people running the world agree with it. So we're going to continue on, ignore all that stuff, and just try to have a good day, play some games, have fun. Hemorrhoid cream was definitely a good one. Huh. All right, guys, we're going to play another round of Family Feud. Playing another round of Family Feud. Up to 5 points can be handed out to the players. Name something sloppy people spill drinks all over. Up to 5 points can be handed out. Name something sloppy people spill drinks all over. Hey, Just for Fun Fishing Mom, welcome. That's some good answers. I'm going to go ahead and stop it right there. A lot of answers got to go through. Stopping it right there, only accepting the answers above when I said done. Hey, Cassidy Kirkpatrick, welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting. Starting at the top, name something sloppy people spill drinks all over. All right, Just for Fun Fishing, you said bed. Bed is not on here. Carpet. Carpet/floor was on one line. First person to say it gets the point. So you're going to get the point for carpet/floor, Javier. You're at 15 points. Whoever subscribed, this firework is for you. We have shirts. Clothes is on here. Shirts is obviously close enough to close. That's a point for Josh the Great. Josh the Great, you're at 2. Clothes, to Game Master, you were a close second. And we have shirt, bed, wasn't on here. Water, it's not on here. Self, themselves is on here. Who said that? That's the point for Just for Fun Fishing. Just for Fun Fishing, welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you are entered in as red. Good to see you guys back. Oh, I saw your short the other day, by the way. You guys caught that like as soon as you guys caught that big fish as soon as you were done streaming, like right after you guys stopped. That would have been a fun ending to the stream, but I'm glad you guys made a short of that. By the way, if you guys like fishing live streams, Just for Fun Fishing is a really cool one he does with his family with some really cool glow-in-the-dark neon poles. Teaches you how to make them, too. They're super cool, inexpensive that you can do at home. Really relaxing, chill environment. We have bed, water, floor, table, bed, shoes, couch. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Table is on here. Let me go back real quick and see who said table first. Another point for Just for Fun Fishing. Just reading through. People is on here. Other people is on here. Bling. You said people. Other people is on here. Bling, that is a point for you. Welcome to the scoreboard. And Bling, it looks like this is the first time you've earned a point on this game show, which means congratulations. I'll be adding your name to the Hall of Fame, where once you enter, you never leave. You never leave. Hey, Dollar, welcome. That was a good one. That was a good one. Bling, you are number 173. Number 173 in the Hall of Fame. All right. Yes, Dollar, I'm feeling much better. You're welcome. Just for fun. Oh, Simon, what are you learning on Duolingo? That's awesome. I use it a little bit too. This is fun, LOL. I'm glad you like it. The Dope Boys, what's with the sad face? No, Dollar just changed his name to Mindful Discovery. All right, guys, we're going to move on to Tribon. How much time do we have? We have plenty. We're going to move on to Tribon. Actually, yeah, it confuses a lot of people. I've asked them to change it, but, you know, I can only ask. Can't force anybody. Dollar, if you're here, if you would please consider changing it again. I think you left, but if you would please consider changing it back to avoid confusion, I would greatly appreciate it. You've been a fan of here for so long. Of course, I can only ask, though, you know? You're still allowed to do whatever you want. Guys, we're actually going to switch it up a little bit, and we're going to play Battleship. We're almost at the halftime break of the show. We take a 5-minute halftime intermission. However, we still have a few minutes. We're going to go ahead and, hey, Phantom, welcome back. It's been so long. Hitbutter's already hit. Yes, Josh, you played so many times. Yes, thank you. Just for fun. Please, the chair. Phantom, welcome back. He was one of the first people in the Hall of Champions. All right, Phantom, we have about 50 people now. 50 people in the Hall of Champions. It's going pretty good. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and play a quick round of Battleship. Do not start your guesses yet. Do not start them yet. Phantom, what time is it for you? Showcase the numbers and letters of Battleship. Please, I haven't played in a long time. Okay. I was going to explain it, but you asked for me to show it. I will go ahead and show it because I have an extra one. All right, guys, how Battleship works. How Battleship works is I have about 9 ships hidden on a Battleship board that looks like this. It is a 10 by 10 grid. Do not start guessing yet. It is a 10 by 10 grid with ships hidden all over it. If you are the first person to hit this part of the ship, you will get a point on the scoreboard. To play, you must pair a letter with a number. The rows are lettered from top to bottom, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. The columns are numbered from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You must pair a letter with a number. For example, you could say A1 or J10. If you're the first person to hit that part of the ship, you get a point. You're allowed as many guesses as you would like, but only 1 guess per comment. If you put a bunch of guesses in 1 comment, I only read the first one. All right, go ahead and begin. Phantom is original. 3 a.m. Oof. Wow, Phantom. Well, I'll try to do some. I'm glad you came in and I did an earlier one today. All right, we're going to go ahead and stop it right there. Only accepting the answers above when I said done. Only accepting them above when I said done. All right, Simon, you said A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, A8, A9, and A10. However, you've been here long enough. I'm a little disappointed in you, Simon, for trying to cheat. I'm a little disappointed. You know the rules. I only accept the first one. I'll still accept the first one, though, because those are the rules, and I like to be fair. So, Simon, out of your entire thing, only A1 counts, because you're allowed 1 guess per comment. A1, hit. That is a point for Simon D. Simon, you're at 3 points. Continuing on, we have A4, miss. E4, miss. F5, miss. E4, miss. E5, miss. C6, miss. A7, hit. That is a point for Javier. A5, hit. That is a point for Bling. Bling, you're at 2 points. Sorry, guys, I need to get a marker that has a little bit more juice in it. That'll work. Continuing on, we have B7, miss, G5, hit, point for Phantom. Phantom, welcome to the scoreboard as a returning champion. You are entered into the board as red. All return. Yeah, this is a new system. I don't think you've seen it. I haven't seen it in a while, which is understandable. Different time zones. All former champions are entered in as red. Everybody else competing to enter the Hall of Champions is entered in as black. Welcome back, Phantom. It's good to have you again. Moving on. 63 is invalid. Must be a letter and a number. A2, miss. G7, miss. D1, miss. C7, miss. D4, hit. That is a point for Phantom. Whoever subscribed, this firework is for you. Continuing on. A6, hit. That is a point for the Game Master. You're at 15 points. D7, miss. D2, miss. J9, miss. E7, miss. E5, miss. F7, miss. A3, miss. F6, miss. C7, miss. D2, miss. G7, miss. G2, miss. H9, miss. H7, miss. A5, hit, but it was already a hit. A3, miss. FE, invalid. G9, miss. I7, miss. A6, hit, but it was already a hit. F5, miss. And if, remember, I only give it to the first person to hit that part of the ship. J7, miss. A8, hit and sunk. Nothing extra rewarded for sinking it. I just let you guys know. That is a point for Phantom. Phantom, you're at 3 points. A4, miss. F2, miss. H5, miss. I1, miss. F3, miss. I2, miss. A4, miss. I3, miss. A5, hit, but it was already a hit. Last one I'm going to read, I9, they're miss. The rest of them are below when I said done. I do try to show the board at the end. I say that a lot and I forget a lot. I'm sorry, guys. I do try to show the board at the end. All right. You're okay, Simon. Well, make. Wow, Josh. That's okay, Simon. We all make mistakes. You've been here so long, you know, that I know you're whoever subscribed, this firework is for you. Simon, you've been here so long. I'm lenient with people when they make mistakes, especially you. That was a very innocent mistake. That was against the rules. That wasn't against like morals or anything, you know. It's fine if I have to correct you guys on rules, but I don't like when people come in here and they're mean to other people. That's not okay. That's the big no-no of the channel. All right, guys, that was great. That was great. We are 58 minutes into the stream. The champion will be announced 1 hour and 55 minutes into the stream. However, we are at the official halftime break of the show. This is where I take a 5-minute break, and I will be back in exactly 5 minutes. Hey, Johnny Biz, welcome back. At the sound of the gong, the 5 minutes begins. At the sound of the air horn, the break is over. I do keep a stopwatch on me to respect your guys' time, so I will be back in exactly 5 minutes. Exactly 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and start right now. Hey, it's Shannon. I host the games and keep score while you play them by commenting. If you would like to support the channel and enter the Hall of Supporters, my Cash App is Shannon1742. My PayPal and Venmo are mindfuldiscovery@yahoo.com. These should be pinned in the comments. If you are interested in any of the games played on this show or the props used, I have affiliate links in the description. I earn a commission for each product bought at no extra cost to you. Another way you could show support is by purchasing my book, Beyond Solitaire, 52 Unique One-Player Games. This is a book on learning the rules for 52 solitaire-type card games with various levels of difficulties, chance, and skill. I wrote detailed instructions for new and experienced players to be able to learn these games, along with setup pictures for examples. Beyond Solitaire, 52 Unique One-Player Games is available on Amazon as a paperback book and on the Kindle store. It is also enrolled in the Kindle Unlimited program. We have a minute left in the break. Who will enter the Hall of Champions tonight? The three key principles for this game show: we want to be fair, we want to have fun, and we want to be friendly. I personally want to thank this community and everyone in the Hall of Fame for helping develop this positive game show experience. Alright, sorry guys, I was a little late from that break. My apologies. Had to talk to somebody, and it was a little late. I do apologize for that. We're going to get right back to it. All right, we're going to continue on. In 1 second. Hey, Retro Frog, welcome back. Welcome back, Retro Frog. All right. We're going to go ahead and start it off easy with Guess That Balloon. Let people come back from the break. The first person to correctly guess what I am making within 2 guesses will get a point on the scoreboard. Guys, I wanted to make a quick channel announcement as well. I'm going to start doing other types of live streaming as well. However, I'm not going to stop doing this one. Okay, so if you guys might see me going live doing other things, that's not this, but I'm not stopping this. I'm just doing other things as well. So, if you guys pop in and I'm doing something else, just know I'm not stopping this because I love doing this. I just like to do a lot of things. All right, remember, Johnny, you only have 2 guesses. Those are your 2 guesses. For example, one of my favorite things to do is to talk to strangers. So I'm going to be doing some stuff with that. Got some fun, goofy things planned. All right, first person to correctly guess what I made within the first 2 guesses will get a point on the scoreboard. Is a sword. That is a point for Retro Frog. Retro Frog, welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champ, you are entered in as red. Moving on to another round of Guess That Balloon. The first person to correctly guess what I'm making within 2 guesses will get a point on the scoreboard. We have another one. First person to correctly guess what I have made. It is another sword. Sometimes I like to trip you guys up and make the same thing twice in a row. A sword, again, was correct. That is another point for Retro Frog. All right, moving on to another one. Moving on to another round of Guess That Balloon. First person to correctly guess what I'm making will get a point on the scoreboard. That wasn't the same. It wasn't. But it was, the answer was, so the answer was the same, but the design was not the same. Cesar Hernandez, welcome back. Welcome back, Caesar. Playing another round of Guess That Balloon. First person to correctly guess what I'm making within 2 guesses will get a point on the scoreboard. Yes, you are right. It was not the same design, but the answer was the same. Many ways to make a dog is correct. Many ways to make a sword. All right, dog was correct. Johnny, that's a point for you. Johnny, welcome to the scoreboard. Johnny, when are you going to stay long enough to get on the Hall of Champions? I've seen you so many times, Johnny. Seen you come in so many times. You keep coming, you're going to get in the Hall of Champions. You don't got to thank me. You earned it, but you're welcome. You are welcome, my friend. Moving on to another round. Oh, guess that balloon. Only 2 guesses per player per balloon. Two guesses. Be careful with your 2. I'm going to marker to draw on this one because usually it's the face that helps. I'm going to flip the head around. Oh, yeah. Can't do that in real life. What is going on there? Okay, we'll keep it there. First person to guess what I had made will get a point on the scoreboard. The bad time for the marker to go out. Shark is correct. Shark is correct. Hey, Killer, welcome to the live game show where I host and keep score. You play by commenting the 3 key components of this game show. We want to keep it fair. We want to keep it fun. We want to keep it family friendly. So, as long as you're appropriate, you can stay and have fun. If you don't want to have fun, that's fine. You just don't have to be here. Shark was correct. That is a point for Javier. Moving on to another round. Oh, I haven't made an airplane in a while. One more round of Guess That Balloon. One more round of Guess That Balloon, and then we're going to move on to another card game. First person to correctly guess what I'm making will get a point on the scoreboard. Alright, it's got a huge neck. What is it? Do I have a marker I can draw little spots on, or you'll get it? You got it. Giraffe was right. That is a point for Robert Hundley. You got it. You got it. There you are, Robert. All right, guys, we're going to move on to another game. This one's a weird one. We've only played it a few times on here. It seemed to go good every time. It's a little tricky. It's a little goofy, but it's called Mad Gab. Seemed to go well the first few times we played it. Mad Gab is a goofy one. If anybody likes any of the games that are shown here, there are links down below. I have realized, though, that I do buy a lot of my games from the thrift stores, and a lot of these games aren't even in print anymore, and so I apologize if you click on the link and it's rather expensive. Some of the games, like Battleship, aren't, but some of the games that have not been in production for 20 or 30 years that I found at a thrift store, I realize they're just really expensive. But that's okay, because you can just come here and play them for free, so that's cool. Yeah, it's crazy to see some of these games, 40, 50, 60 bucks on Amazon, because there's not many left that are unopened. But then I get them for like $2.50 at a thrift store, so it's been awesome. I got a thrift store around me that sells hundreds of games. Love it. And then there's some other ones that are fairly priced or newer, like Flush is a good, fun one. I don't know if you guys have seen Flush implemented too many times. This has been a fun one, too. All right, we're going to move on to Mad Gab. Mad Gab is where the first person to guess what I'm trying to say will get a point on the scoreboard. First person to guess what I'm trying to play will get a point on the scoreboard. We have Hall, Mole, Own. Hall, Mole, Own. First person to guess what I'm trying to say. Hall, Mole, Own. Hall, Mole, Own. This is called Mad Gab. Home Alone is correct. Hall, Mole, Own. Robert Hunley, that is a point for you. Moving on to another round of Mad Gab. First person to guess what I'm trying to say will get a point on the scoreboard. We have Us Heaven for Tease Heaven. 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 We're playing Mad Gab. First person to correct to guess what I'm trying to say. Us 747 is correct. That is a point for Robert Hunley. Moving on. Josh, I would have given it to you for a 747. You were a close second. I think that justifies that you would have gotten that one right, because I have said in the past that word for word you have to have it, and you did spell it out. But I think that would have been good enough. I do have different levels of leniencies. The leniency for Mad Gab, typos are okay, but you have to word for word have at least every single word. At least every single word has to be here. Typos are okay. That one would have counted. A 747, that one would have been fine. You still had them all, so I would have probably given it to you if that was first. Moving on to another round of Mad Gab. The first person to tell me or guess what I'm trying to say. We got a point on the scoreboard. We have Aid He You I. Aid He You I. Aid He You I. Aid He You I. We have Aid He You I. Oh, DUI is correct. Point for Javier. The Game Master, welcome back. The Game Master, you're still in the lead. Oh, I forgot. I typically like to lead the point or read the scores after the break. We already took our halftime break. Amongst the former champions, Baronator has 1, Retro Frog 2, Javier 17, Robert Hunley 8, MNH 1, Simon D 3, Josh the Great 2, Just for Fun Fishing 2, Phantom 3. Amongst everybody else competing to enter the Hall of Champions, we have Bling has 2, Annie N 2, Cheap Thrills YT 1. Doug Game Master currently in the lead with 15 points. Moving on to another round. Yes, never get a DUI. Moving on to another round of Mad Gab. First person to guess what I'm trying to say. We'll get a point on the scoreboard. Van Q Button Ho. Fan Q Button Ho. Fan Q Button Ho. Fan Q Button Ho. Vancouver. Nope. Fan Q Button Ho. Fan Q Button Ho. Thank you, but no. Correct point for Robert. Retro, you were a close second on my screen. What? Moving on to another round of Mad Gab. First person to correctly guess what I'm trying to say. I'll get a point on the scoreboard. Crate Boss Huff Hire. 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 Great Boss for Hire. Nope. Crate Boss Huff Hire. Crate Boss Huff Hire. Great Balls of Fire is correct. Retro, you got it. I like the question mark but you got it. You got it. Moving on to another round of Mad Gap. First person to correct, so guess what I'm trying to say. I'll get a point on the scoreboard. We have Abe Ox up last stick wrap. 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 A box of plastic wrap is correct. That was a point for Retro. The Game Master, you were a close second. These markers. I've used so much of this juice. These markers. Moving on to another round of Mad Gap. First person to correct, so guess what I'm trying to say. We'll get a point on the scoreboard. Do another card and switch it up. All right, to Game Master. The show ends in 35 minutes, and we will announce the new Hall of Champions. You're currently in the lead by a long shot. However, it's not announced till it's announced. Moving on to another round of Mad Gap. First person to correct, so guess what I'm trying to say. I'll get a point on the scoreboard. We have Wait Whom Hutch. Wait Whom Hutch. Wait Whom Hutch. Wait Whom Hutch. We have Wait Whom Hutch. Wait Whom Hutch. Wait Whom Hutch. Way too much is correct. That is a point for Javier. Robert, you're a close second. Moving on to another round of Mad Gap. First person to correct, I guess what I'm trying to say. I'll get a point on the scoreboard. Nope, arrive us he. 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 No, arrive on scene is not correct. It's close-ish. No, it wasn't. Nope, arrive us he. No privacy is correct. There's a point for Retro. Hey, this is a tricky game. Nope, arrive us he. No, arrive on scene is actually pretty close. I could see where you could get that. I'm just glad I'm hosting. I would not be able to be as good as at least 3/4 of the contestants. You guys are great at these games. Moving on to another round of Mad Gap. First person to correct, so guess what I'm trying to say. I'll get a point on the scoreboard. Weak ought, detail, and dive fit. 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 Weak ought to tail 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 and dive fit. God, this is a tricky one. I'm going to put it in the chat. Weak ought to tail and dive fit. Weak ought to tail and dive fit. Tricky one for sure. Weak. Oh, I almost just read the answer. Weak ought to tail and dive fit. Go ahead and put 15 seconds on the clock. I didn't know endive was a word. A young, typically blanched chicory plant eaten as a cooked vegetable or in salads. An endive. From British and edible Mediterranean plant whose bitter leaves may be blanched and used in salads. Cool, just learned of a new word. We cut the tail and dive fit. Ah, that's close. I'll read it a couple more times. Weak ought to tail and dive fit. This one is weird, I agree. One more time. Weak ought to tail and dive fit. All right, we're going to go ahead and say done. We got details and sought fit. All right, it was. Got the endocrine. We caught the tail end of it. We caught the tail end of it was the correct answer. We caught the tail end of and dive fit. Oh, I might have been pronouncing it wrong. Sorry. How do you pronounce? Dive. No, it was in dive. Okay. That was a tricky one. Moving on to another round of Mad Gap. First person to correct, I guess what I'm trying to say. I'll go to points on the scoreboard. Which Wade hid ego? Which Wade hid ego? Which Wade hid ego? Which Wade hid ego? Which way did he go is correct. That's a point for the Game Master. All right, moving on to another round. One more round of Mad Gab, and then we're going to switch it up. I don't remember if I did this one. I don't think so. Did I do this one? Wait, whom Hutch. I don't think I did it. Wait, whom Hutch. I'll give it a point out either way, though. Wait, whom Hutch. All right, see ya, the Game Master. I try to stream almost every day. Wait, whom Hutch. Wait, whom Hutch. Wait, whom Hutch. Way too much. Correct. That is a point for Robert Hunley. You're at 10. All right, we're going to switch up the game a little bit. First person to say a game, we'll play it. First person to say a game, we will play it. We did this. I thought we did. I'm sorry. I'm still going to give the points out to be fair. Give me 1 second, guys. First person to say a game, we will play it. A little cold, so a little chilly. We did it? Yeah, I still give the points out, though. If I accidentally repeat one, it's okay. Gotta get a sweatshirt on. It's a little chilly. Fall just kind of smacked Illinois over here, Northern Illinois. Justifiable thoughts from Javier and Retrofrog. That's a great one. It's a great one. All right. We will move on to justifiable thoughts. This is where I have you guys name something starting with a certain letter. The letter does change every round. Name something you could stuff a turkey with and it still be edible as a dish. Starting with the letter H. We have ham and herbs. Those are good. Robert, you're going to get it. Javier, you were a close second. Hey, Cooper P. Welcome back. One of the most recent introductions into the Hall of Champions. Cooper P., formerly known as Fireworks, was number 50 in the Hall of Champions. Welcome back, Cooper. We're currently playing Justifiable Thoughts. All right, Retro on your main account now. Awesome. Awesome. We have a lot of former champions in. This is good. We're playing Justifiable Thoughts. The first person to name something starting with a certain letter. We'll get a point on the scoreboard. Name something that has a tail starting with the letter C. Oh, you all just said cat. Retrofrog, then Johnny, then Robert, then Javier. Cooper, I don't accept emojis. Yeah, I had to decide not to accept emojis. Retro, I'm going to give it to you. I want to be fair. I've thought about whether or not I would accept emojis for answers, and the reason I decided against it is because people who are playing on a laptop can't do emojis as easy or as fast as somebody on a phone. And to keep it as fair as possible, I just won't be accepting emojis, just to let you know. Just to let you know. I do try to keep it as fair as I can. Moving on to another round of Justifiable Thoughts. Name something you'd be scared of if it could fly, starting with the letter G. All right, we have a lot of you guys said goat, and Robert, you said a grape. I was not expecting a grape. Flying grapes are mortifying. Oh my god. That's a really funny answer. A grape. A flying grape is funny. All right, Retro Frog, you said a goat. Robert, you were a close second on the goat. Goat is a great answer. Spider would have been a good answer. But remember, Cooper, it has to start with a specific letter, and the letter has to does change everyone. Every round the letter changes. Retro, you said goat first. And if anybody knows anything about goats, it's typically that they ram people. So if you could have a flying goat that could just dive bomb, it would not be fun. At what point does a snake's tail start? That's a really good question. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's actually a point. It probably starts where I don't know the proper anatomy for a snake, but wherever they pee and poop and give birth and stuff, I would assume the tail would start after that. Is it all body or all tail? And I think there's a slight difference too as well, like flying grapes and purple cows. That's where I would be on my assumption. Not an expert in that field. Don't know much about snakes. If I had to assume, that's where I would put money on, but don't know. I have no clue where the tail of a snake starts. That would just, if I had to guess, which is what that was a guess. So don't quote me on that. That was a fun thought. That was a fun little brain teaser, though, because I really don't know. Especially I don't know much about snakes. Name something you would hate to skydive over, starting with the letter A. A cloaca? Yeah, I think that sounds familiar. I don't know anatomy of snakes. Like, I actually know very, very little about snakes, so I can't really say if you're right or wrong. A cloaca is a common cavity at the end of the digestive tract for the release of both excretory and genital products in vertebrates, except most mammals and certain invertebrates. Okay, so that sounds right for like a snake. I just Googled it. What did I ask you guys? Name something you would hate to skydive over, starting with the letter A. A mountain. I would hate to skydive over a mountain. Yeah, because there's a lot of things you could run into there. I'm going to give you that point, Retro. It's a justifiable answer. What else do we have? An avalanche. Oh, that'd be so scary. Imagine if you were going to skydive onto like a mountain and that was you plan on landing and you just see it just going. Ooh, that's probably like a death trap. That's probably a death trap. Skydive over another airplane. Oh my god. Learning anatomy in a quiz game definitely wasn't a part of my bucket list. That's funny. That's fair. Nope, that's fair. Well, this is called mindful discovery. One of my favorite things to do in life is learn. It's good for you. It's also, I think, one of the healthiest things you can do for your brain, for the longevity of your brain, is to just keep learning stuff. So And this is a fun way to learn too, you know? Well, it is now and it's crossed off. All right, guys, the point was handed out. Name an outside event that rain could ruin, starting with the letter T. A tea party. A tea party. You both said tea party. Javier, you got it. Robert, you were a close second. Josh the Great, welcome. Josh the Great, welcome back. On your second, third, or fourth. Josh the Great, my apologies. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. We have about 20 minutes till the game show's over. First person to name something starting with a random letter will get a point on the scoreboard. Name a historical event starting with the letter P. Don't steam on Twitch. I don't plan on doing Twitch. An historical event starting with the letter P. Just so you guys know, I Googled it just to be sure. A historical event is a past event that is fact-based and can be authentic. Historical events can be significant or not, and they can be people, situations, or things. That is the frame that we're going off of for the justifiable answers. Starting with the letter P, let's see at the top, what do we have? As long as it's justifiable, you just might win. I agree. A park. Johnny. This park is not really an event. So I'm not going to give it to you because park is a thing, but it's not really an event. A president election, that is an event, and that is definitely historical. Do I stream on Twitch? I do not. I'll give it to you, Retro Frog. A parade of bulls. Ah, they do that in Spain. I can't remember what it's called, but they do that. Robert with the past event. That is too broad. That is just almost too broad. That's like when I make a balloon and you guys say a balloon. Yeah, just a park. Park was a little funny. All right, I give the point out to Retro. We're going to move on to another round. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. All right, I'm going to read this out for you guys real quick, just so we're all on the same page, okay? The definition of a monster is an imaginary creature that is typically large, ugly, and frightening. A vampire would be an example. So, name a monster starting with the letter B. Name a monster starting with the letter B. Big Fort. Retro Frog, you're going to get the point for Big Fort, because I do know you mean Bigfoot. A bear would not be a monster because it is not imaginary. Boogeyman is a good one. Boogeyman is a good one. A beast. A bear pig man. Oh, that I would have accepted bear pig man. I would have accepted that, but a bear is real. A beast is an interesting one. A beast is an animal, especially a large or dangerous four-footed one. An archaic definition is an animal as opposed to a human. So I think they'll consider almost any, an animal, especially a large or dangerous four-footed one. Yo, Brawny, welcome. When did I start the stream? 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 12 seconds ago. We're playing Justifiable Thoughts. We have 15 minutes left, and this is the last game stream of the night. I'll be doing hopefully like 2 or 3 tomorrow. Moving on to another round of Justifiable Thoughts. Welcome back, Brawny, former champion. Ooh, this is going to be a tricky one. If you were stranded in the desert with one item, what item would not help you survive, starting with the letter A? Ronnie, I think I did put in a community post in today. I thought I did. I'm sorry if I didn't. I was pretty sure I'm pretty sure I made a community post today. I think I only did it like 2 or 3 hours before, so my apologies on that. All right, we have acid. Acid can help you survive in the desert, believe it or not. I'll explain this because we had a similar question in the past, and acid came up. Part of survival is you have to defend yourself, and you can use acid as a protective barrier around where you are staying to keep venomous and poisonous things like snakes and spiders away from you. Acid can be used. This is going to be a tricky one, guys. I'll tell you right now, any animal and any food is an automatic. It will help you survive. An aardvark you can eat, an apple you can eat, an ant you can eat, an apron. This is a good one. This is a good one. What's my typing speed? An injury. Yeah, we could figure out an apron. An injury. I forgot I also did A last time, too. That's a bummer. I wish I would have... Yeah, an injury would not help you survive. All right, Robert, you definitely get that one. Okay. All right. Nope, Robert, that's an easy one. All right, we're going to do the first variant, but I'm going to do a different letter this time. If you're stranded on an island, what item would not help you survive, starting with the letter B? I know we've done this one in the past, but this is a very fun brain one. A bear trap could definitely help you survive. It can help you hunt. Blisters would not help you survive. Point for retro. That was a good one. Now you guys are getting the gist of it. You got to be creative with this one. When it comes to survival, a bald head would not help you survive. Wow, Brawny. I don't think I can argue with that one. I don't think I could argue that. That would have gotten it. A broken leg definitely would have. Depends on if it's your own head. Oh my God. We're moving on. A booger, my uncle said he put a booger on a hook once and caught a fish. So I would have had to have disagreed with that because of secondhand experience. Javier, you even know who he is. This chat got me laughing. Good, Cooper. It's a fun game. It's called Justifiable Thoughts. Made it myself just for the stream. And you guys are even seeing it being developed live with some of the questions. I just pull random words out and get some inspiration. I believe them too. Ooh. Name something you could eat that does not have calories, starting with the letter B. Retro, glad you like it. Name something you could eat that does not have calories, starting with the letter B. Bronny, you said Baker's Ilm paper? I don't know what. Balled up paper. Baker's paper. So like, oh, I can't think of the word. Is it like parchment paper in a sense? It's some type of paper, and I would agree, whatever paper it is, there's multiple different type of papers for baking. I would agree that that's not going to have calories. I'm going to agree with that, so you're going to get the point. Brawny. Oh, Brawny, welcome to the scoreboard. As a former champion, you are entered in as red. Ooh. I'm going to read some of the answers because I love this. Book would not have calories. Breadcrumbs would have calories. It would not be a lot, but it would have the same exact calories as bread, just at a lower amount. Black ice. I guess water does not have calories, so that wouldn't have been a good one. Bottle of water would have been a good one, whether it was the bottle or the water inside. Paper, book. Bear definitely has a lot of calories. A blender. Can you eat it though? Can you eat a blender? That would be a painful meal, but it doesn't have calories. Oh God, that'd be a painful meal. Retro Frog, 0.0002 calories in paper. Oh, man. No, baking paper, also known as parchment paper, does not have calories. Your body can't extract calories from it. That's what my quick Google search did me. Now I want to tell you guys, depends on how much paper. That's also true. I want to tell you guys that when I'm Googling something, do not take what I'm saying as a matter of fact, because a lot of times it's the AI overview or I'm reading the top answer. This is not verified. This is not deeply looked into. I don't really know the source most of the time. So when I Google something, it's just for a quick answer to get the game going. This is not matter of fact. Don't quote me on it as fact. Do your own research if you disagree with it or if you think it's interesting knowledge. Just know that it's not. It's just a matter of like getting the point on the board, not a matter of educating all the time. Unless I'm reading the definition of something, then I'm using an online dictionary. Other than that, please be careful with you guys where you guys get your information in this world, especially you youngsters out there. Got a lot of bad information on the internet. For example, if you Google something and you're reading it off of a Quora post or a Reddit post or anything and the answer pops up, I want you to know that is any person anywhere around the world who speaks English with the internet. posting the reply, and it's not always transparent that that's where it's from. So please be careful where you source your information from. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts where I give you guys, or I have you guys name something starting with a certain letter. First person to have a justifiable answer starting with that letter. We'll get a points on the scoreboard. Name something that has eyes, starting with the letter T. I can't believe I had to Google this. I cannot believe that I had to Google this. I Googled, does a telescope have eyes? And it wasn't even the first answer. Dang it. Tarantula was the first answer. Retro, you get that. I'm going to read the telescope results. No, telescopes, and this is an AI answer, right? This is what I'm saying. Don't take this stuff. I don't know much about telescopes. No, telescopes don't have eyes, but they do have an eyepiece that magnifies the image formed by the telescope's objective lens. I thought this was going to be another purple cow scenario, but it was not. Oh, so tarantula was first anyway. Retro Frog, you got it with tarantula. Tarantulas have eyes. Don't they have like 8 or something? Robert, I saw your answer of toenail, and that just like, you got cow right, man. And I'm just. This is why I have to Google things, because you just never know. All right, point was given out to Retro Frog. We have about 3.5 minutes left. Moving on to another round of justifiable thoughts. Name something you would get in trouble for throwing at a person starting with the letter L. A leaf blower. Yeah, I can't throw leaf blowers at people. A lamp, a llama, a lighter, a lemur, a leprechaun. You can throw a leprechaun at me. Retro Frog, you're going to get it. Oh, I have to move those points. They're too close to the other ones. Hard for me to read. A liger. You know, I actually don't think there's anything you could throw at somebody now that I think about it. I don't think you're allowed to just throw things at people. Yeah. Moving on to another round. Name something you would hate to be trapped in a cage with, starting with the letter M. Hey, Caesar, why do you think that? I do not live in Riverside County. I don't even know where Riverside County is. County in California. Nope. There's a big storm right now. Oof. Like a tropical storm? Or like a... The only person who can throw lemons at me is life. All right, we have monkey. Monkey's a good answer. Retro, you got it, Johnny. You were a close second. Man, oh, I'd hate to be trapped in a cage with another person. A muskrat. Milk. I'd be okay with being trapped in a cage with milk. At least have something to drink. Ooh. Oh, thunderstorm. I love thunderstorms. Thick hail. I don't love thunderstorms with thick hail if I'm sleeping outside, though. I love storms. I love the rain. I love listening to it. The smell of the rain on the floor. Oh, the smell of the rain. I'm sorry. If you smell after it rains, guys go outside and you smell a different smell that you only smell after it rains. It's called petrichor. I learned that when I was hiking. Very unique smell. We got time for one more round, guys. We have time for one more round of justifiable thoughts. Name something you probably won't find in prison starting with the letter P. Thunderstorm at 101 degrees. Wow. Pockets. Purses. I'll give it to you for purse. You probably wouldn't find a purse in prison. Who said that? Javier, Johnny, or close second. A president? Yeah, probably not. A plant? Hey, that's unfortunate. Why not have some plants in prison? Oh, well, I could probably guess why. Pumpkin pie. Remember, kids, this is why you don't want to go to prison. Because you will probably never have pumpkin pie again if you go to prison. I don't really know what they serve there, but I assume it's not pumpkin pie. All right, guys, it looks like that is time. That is the end of the show. I'm going to go ahead and announce the scores. Those were great guesses, great fun. This is the last game. This is the only game show I'm doing tonight. I have some catch up to do with some stuff. And I also don't want to overdo myself because I'm not 100% healed yet. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm hoping tomorrow I'll be 100%, but I'm not 100% yet. So, all right, guys, amongst the former champions, we have Baronator as 1, Javier 21, Brawny 1, Retrofrog 14, Robert Hunley, you have 12, MNH 1, Simon D 3, Josh the Great 2, Just for Fun Fishing 2, Phantom 3, amongst everybody else competing to enter the Hall of Champions. Bling has 2, Cheap Thrills YT has 1, Annie has 2, and now coming in first place with 16 points and the new champion in the Hall of Champions. I know he may not be here, but it'll be exciting to know that the Game Master is the new champion. Congratulations, the Game Master. You are the new champion. Next time you're here, your name will be added in red to the board. You are the 51st person to enter the Hall of Champions. Cooper. Let me catch up with the chat. You didn't even get on the scoreboard. It can be tough sometimes. Yeah, you didn't get on the scoreboard today, but you were a champion the last stream we did. Will I allow donations? Yeah, I allow donations. I have if you look in the I appreciate that. Yes, you did. I remember you got in the Hall of Champions last night. Yeah, I have my Cash App, PayPal, and Venmo are pinned on the comments. They're also, I think they're in the description as well. My Cash App is Shannon1742, and then my PayPal and Venmo are mindfuldiscovery@yahoo.com. There's no pressure on donating. However, I would greatly appreciate the support. Wow, that's funny. And I'll also add you to the Hall of Supporters. I usually mention this when somebody mentions it, but we have a Hall of Supporters for people who have supported my channel either through donations or purchasing my book. Johnny Biz, how many points do I have? Johnny, you had 1 point. I'm so sorry, Johnny. I forgot to say I didn't see your name in between the red ones. I'm so sorry, Johnny. When I was announcing the points, I had skipped over your name. You have 1 point, Johnny. Johnny, keep coming back. You're getting better at the game. I'm sure you'll be able to get on the Hall of Champions with if you're sticking around long enough. Brawny, I see more names on the support board. Well, some people have chosen to stay anonymous, and so I on the Hall of Support, the 4 people who have chosen to not stay anonymous, or at least, you know, I pretty much put somebody on unless they say that they want to stay anonymous, or if I ask them and I don't hear anything, I keep them anonymous. We have Javier, Mike Tones, Brawny, and Baronator. We've got some of them were donations. Some of them bought my book, and I appreciate the support in any and every way. And then we also have the firework for whoever's subscribed to the channel. That's always appreciated. Yeah, we've got 4 people who are on the board. We got a couple more who are not on the board who have donated that are keeping anonymous. But there's no pressure on that. I'm going to do this either way. I love doing it. Guys, this has been another fun game show. P.O. Box yet? Oh, Brawny, the P.O. Box was a tricky one. I went to go see if I could get it, and I, surprisingly enough, do not have enough documentation to get a P.O. Box. Isn't that weird? I can prove my address in so many ways except for the ways that they request. And so I'm not allowed to get a P.O. Box. And I'm like, I don't understand. I don't. That was so goofy. Yeah, I'm thinking about... life is hard to predict, right? Who really knows who's going to be here or what we're going to be doing in a year from now? You know, I'm trying to figure out a lot of things for my life and a lot of plans and stuff. And there's a lot of factors I'm weighing right now for moving or not moving or where I'm going to move. And I might be here for a little bit longer than I think and might just wait it out a little bit longer to get go exactly where I want to go. I'm not 100% sure. I was thinking about giving my address out to a few special donors who I've trusted who've come in here long enough. I just don't want to give it out to stream to just anybody. Shadow banned from the post office is wild. Oh my god, that's funny. Johnny, you're doing a live. That's cool. Shadow banned from the post office. We shadow ban people here. You guys all know what it sounds like when I do. Guys, I'm hoping to stream 3 times tomorrow. I'll definitely do at least 2. I'm hoping to do 3. And then Monday probably do 3 as well. Johnny, I might be able to. Once I get off the stream, I'm supposed to be meeting with somebody. And I don't know what time I have to meet with them, but I could potentially check it out. So I at least pop in and say hi for a couple minutes. Are you doing it now? Yeah, I'll hop in. I could probably hop in like a couple minutes and stuff. Where? Sorry guys, I just do a lot of stuff sometimes. Guys, this has been a really fun one. Check my community post tomorrow. I can't say in the morning. Sometimes I stay up till 6 in the morning just writing and stuff. So, any chance of another stream tonight? I can't say this. The chance is 0, but I think I'm gonna skip it tonight. I'm so close to being 100%, and I'm just gonna take it easy today, and I should be like 100% back tomorrow. And so I'm gonna try to catch up with some of my other projects and neglects from being sick the last week. So I don't think I'm gonna do any other streams tonight. I think I will do 2 to 3 tomorrow, 2 to 3 Monday. Probably not tonight. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just listen to my body and just not do another one tonight. However, I really would like to. But I have not been treating my body with the respect. So, yeah, health is important. It's not as fun as playing games, but it sure is important. I have listened. A lot of people told me to get my fluids in. So yesterday I drank half a gallon of chocolate milk. It was a great suggestion. I know that's not quite what you guys meant, but I love chocolate milk. And it's fluid, so it was good enough for me. It's a half joke. It's probably not I did it, but it's probably not the best decision. Get well soon. Thank you, Brawny. All right, guys. Johnny, I'll come check out your live. I'm going to let you guys go for now. Check my community post for what time I'll be streaming tomorrow. Ooh, a gallon of healing herb tea. That sounds really good. Is there caffeine in it? I can't drink. I try not to drink caffeine. I try really hard not to drink caffeine. But Bronny, I'm really curious about the healing herbs tea. Is there caffeine in it? No caffeine? What's it called? Hold on. Yeah, what's it called? I'm gonna write it down real quick. I'm gonna look into it. And then I'm gonna get going because I do have some stuff to do in about 8 minutes. All right, cool. Thank you, Barney. Piper and leaf healing herb tea. Cool. I'm gonna write that down real quick. Thank you. I'm gonna look into it. Piper and leaf. Thank you, guys. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks for the suggestion. I'll have to check it out. Everybody have a good one. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for another fun game night. No caffeine is perfect. Thank you.